out names and addresses, including 50's and his family's. That's when people started distancing themselves. His team rushed to put out statements.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I've been holding a lot of shit in lately. Oh, man, I just had like a 3.5 hour cry.
The streets are straight up on fire right now, and nobody saw this one coming. 50 Cent just dropped some leaked tapes that got Rick Ross on edge like never before. This ain't some regular rap beef. This is full-blown war. And guess what? We got the inside scoop on how these wild recordings got out. And once you hear what's on them, you'll understand why Ross is losing it. 50 didn't just stir the pot, he flipped the whole table. Now the rap world's in chaos, and we're only seeing the beginning of the fallout. Here's where it gets crazy. 50's been scheming behind the scenes for years. Ever since Ross called him Officer Ricky back in 2009, folks thought it was just jokes between rappers.
What do I owe the? What do I owe the pleasure? What do I owe the pleasure? Last time we speaking together, he washed your car for you. He washed your car. He washed your car with no shame in our hustle. When you got them getting it to that wash, and you know that tip gonna be good like you see goddamn this coach. Y'all better stop buying this slippery soap, man. Going on there.
But nah, 50 was on a whole other mission from day one. 50 was playing chess while they were stuck on checkers. Real talk. While Ross was out here flexing Wingstop deals, cruising in luxury whips, and stunting like a boss, 50 was quiet, watching, stacking receipts. Ross thought he was untouchable, even bragged about owning a checker spot and acting like he ran the whole game. But just when he got comfy, boom, 50 clapped back. If you peep 50's IG, he was dropping slick posts about fake flexing, but turns out it was all part of the setup.
Just like New York, just like Mount Vernon, New York City, Mount Vernon, and Miami, all that is the same, bruh. Nobody wants to be near him. Nobody wants to touch what he touched, be where he at. You understand? It's crazy, bruh, how his fall from grace.
Then out of nowhere on some random Tuesday, 50 just posted that tape. No caption, no warning, just straight smoke. That clip hit the internet like an explosion. People lost it. The rap scene caught fire. The second that tape dropped, the whole industry hit panic mode. XXL was scrambling, emergency meetings popped off, PR teams were working overtime, and anybody linked to Ross or even Diddy vanished. This wasn't no regular diss. This was a surgical hit. 50 waited for Ross to feel like a king, then struck hard when he least expected it. Yo, welcome to the channel. Smash that like button and hit subscribe right now. You don't want to miss a second of this wild drama we're about to unpack.
Which was never from grace. It's just like the devil just kicked him out of hell. Because he was never in nothing graceful and did anything graceful. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you say about, okay, he did the music, he had the bad boy legacy and everything like that, man, but, you know.
So picture this, Ross is chilling in a meeting when his phone starts blowing up. At first, he brushes it off, probably thinking it's just 50 clowning again. But then he sees the video, and just like that, the whole vibe shifts. Word on the block, that was just the beginning. 50's been sitting on this for years, waiting for the perfect time to drop the bomb. Now everybody's shook, wondering what else 50 got locked and loaded. If this was just his first shot, the rest could be way messier. All those times Ross claimed he never did business with certain folks, these tapes straight up wrecked that narrative. 50 came with hard proof, dropping receipts that tie Ross to some shady moves with Diddy. And it ain't just casual convos. This is real deal exposure. There's even audio of Ross flexing about under the table deals with new artists, making it clear this wasn't some one-time slip-up.
A few albums, a few people, you know, made to be famous, but they not here to tell their story. Black Rob, Biggie, Craig Mack. They not here to tell their story, bro. And now you got everybody telling his story.
Insiders are whispering that this kind of footage could end a career for real. What's got everyone shook is how it ties back to old rumors from Ross's early grind. These tapes flip the whole script. Everything Ross been claiming for years, this footage tells a very different story. The whole industry is stunned. Executives are saying it felt like watching a career crash and burn live. Ross's team scrambled, calling emergency meetings trying to figure out just how much more 50's sitting on.
Yeah, and I know 50, he did a recent interview with US Weekly saying that the reason why rappers are quiet about, Diddy's situation is because they've been to his parties and they don't know what got caught on tape.
Bruh, those people who was caught at Diddy's party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house.
And with Ross chasing big business deals while Diddy's battling his own chaos, the timing is brutal. These leaks ain't just stirring drama, they're threatening everything. Ross's brands, his partnerships, his image, all on the line. Every time he tries to deny it, more clips pop out, making it worse. And once Ross saw exactly what 50 put out there, things spiraled from bad to straight up catastrophic.
But he had 250 tape recorders in that house that they took, that the feds found. So now with them finding all that and you being at a Diddy party, you know you may have done something that was caught on one of those tapes. You just better pray to God that they don't recognize you. Those people who know that they did something, no, they're not going to speak out. They're not going to say nothing. What part of the game is that?
When those 3 a.m. notifications hit phones, nobody was ready. Ross completely snapped, going off on a 15-minute Instagram rant packed with wild threats that had his PR team losing their minds. He wasn't denying the tapes anymore. He was throwing full-blown threats at 50, looking drained, unhinged, and like he was unraveling fast. He started sending voice notes telling folks not to share the clip. Then out of nowhere, he began spilling old dirt, dropping names, locations, even putting out 50's and his family's info.
They are not going to come forward and tell on themselves. Nah, not at all. Ice Cube, he said it himself, bro. He said that Diddy's been targeted because of what he said about those folks and those people.
That's when people started backing away fast. His own team rushed to drop statements trying to do damage control. But Ross kept going rogue, undermining everything. Even his day ones were begging him to log off before he burned down everything he built. The desperation got real. His squad tried throwing copyright strikes to scrub the tapes offline, but it was too late. 50 had already spread that footage everywhere. Ross even offered millions just to find out who filmed it by sunrise. After Insta hit him with restrictions for breaking rules, Ross went full rogue, making burner accounts and spiraling even deeper into madness.
Now, the people who was on those tapes may feel like Diddy might be targeting them. Because if he's asked about who is this, who is that, and he's under oath with the federal government, he got to tell them. He's not going to plead the fifth.
His lawyers were scrambling behind the scenes while business partners backed away quick. But Ross just kept spiraling out of control. He started dragging other artists into the chaos, exposing unpaid features and calling out fake streaming numbers. It was like watching him torch his own empire in real time. The whole industry split. Some rocked with 50, others tried to defend Ross. But his wild behavior made it hard for anyone to stay loyal for long. As the drama exploded, folks in the game started showing their true colors. Meek Mill liked one of 50's posts. Artists began quietly unfollowing Ross, and collabs started vanishing without a word.
Yeah, I know that gotta be a terrible feeling, man. You know you did something wrong at Diddy party, and you hoping and praying that it's not caught on tape.
But they don't think they did nothing wrong. That's their lifestyle. That's their lifestyle, bruh. I ask guys all the time, if two men lay down, how many homos get up? What you mean? I mean what I mean. It's what it is.
D.A. Codd stayed silent. French Montana threw shade by posting about karma, and Future added fuel by sharing many men on his story. Even Drake dropped a sneaky bar about loyalty, and now fans are going crazy trying to figure out if he was throwing shots too. Now here's where things get even messier. Sources close to the situation say 50 ain't done yet. He's sitting on multiple unreleased clips, some allegedly tied to private convos Ross had with execs behind closed doors. One insider even claimed, if 50 drops the next one, it could ruin more than just Ross. It might shake up the whole label.
I'm 100% factual, but it's somebody in this story of things that seems more reliable than others, Race, is what I'll say it, just to protect my sources. But this source informed me of who these A-list celebrities are on these tapes that are being allegedly auctioned off online and through the networks. And it's put me in a little bit of a bind because I like to be fully transparent with the audience. I want to say things, but I also realize.
And guess who's suddenly gone ghost? DJ Khaled. No tweets, no IG lives, nothing. He's been close to both sides, but with this new wave of exposure coming, he's nowhere to be found. Some folks are whispering that Khaled's name might even pop up in one of the next recordings. Meanwhile, 50's been dropping subtle teases, Instagram stories with chessboards, clocks ticking, and captions like, they played themselves. Fans are glued to every post waiting for the next bombshell to drop.
So, from what I'm told, because again, I haven't seen them directly yet. I haven't, and I don't know if I want to. Race, I want your advice on that too. But the problem I have is just like, typically I want to report these things, but I got to be careful legally, ethically, morally as to what we report on here. Because as Ariel, the lawyer here, did admit, and I can attest based on the information I got from a separate, reliable source.
One thing's for sure, this beef ain't over. It's just getting uglier. And now, it's turning into a full-blown takedown operation. Word is, a mystery figure from Ross's own circle is leaking info to 50 behind the scenes. Yeah, someone close to Ross might be feeding 50 private convos, texts, even studio footage. People online are calling it the snake in the circle. And Ross is paranoid trying to figure out who flipped.
People in these videos don't know they're being videotaped. That's a big issue, Race, right? Let's start out right there. If there are people on these tapes that don't know that they were being filmed, is that okay to talk about and to share?
I have a big problem with that, as do you, Andy, and you tend to be an ethical guy and you're taking the high ground here. Notwithstanding the fact that you may have some significant information and reliable information, but the reality is that
insiders say Ross has already switched phones 3 times this week and cut off contact with half his team. One assistant was reportedly fired on the spot after Ross caught wind of a group chat with 50 memes floating around. Total Meltdown vibes. Meanwhile,
if you ever seen a person getting arrested and the people being arrested in those brothel houses, do they take out the stuff in the brothel houses? No, they don't. They take the individuals who are being arrested out the brothel houses. For them to take 1,000 bottles of baby oil, it's like that they did not leave one. They left people there, but they ain't leave not one bottle. Nobody needed no baby oil.
Fans are digging up old interviews where Ross low-key disrespected folks who are now turning their backs on him. The internet is turning this into a digital manhunt, and every day a new piece of drama drops. It's betrayal, chaos, and ego all clashing at once.
look, I mean, if people were recorded non-consensually and you're the one to identify them, I think that's a problem, right? And I think anytime anyone has content, right, this is not an email, this is not a text message, this is video. Right. And there's specific statutes without using specific language I don't want to get into, but everybody knows what we're talking about here.
It's Diddy with this person. I'll say that. It's Diddy with this person. Actually, yes.
Yeah, and see, the problem is, again, like...
And if this insider leak is real, the next tape could be the most explosive yet. Now get this. Rumors are flying that one of the leaked tapes might include a private convo between Ross and a major media executive, where Ross allegedly trashes other artists by name.
My sentiments exactly.
But you personally, right? What do you believe was in the baby oil?
If you ever seen a massage parlor being raided and they walking out the people, do they take the massage oil with them when they go? No, they just walk out the people who are being arrested.
We're talking A-listers. Names like Lil Baby, Gunna, and even Travis Scott are being thrown around. If this clip exists and drops, it could start a whole new wave of beef. The streets are already buzzing. Fans are flooding comment sections, tagging artists and asking, "You hear what Ross said about you?" It's getting real uncomfortable out here. And to make things worse, someone close to the situation just hinted that a female rapper might be caught in the crossfire too, with receipts of Ross making shady comments behind her back.
Non-consensually recorded, you got a victim here who may not want to be publicly identified. That's the problem. That's the problem. And they have a right to proceed if they want to, whether it's criminally or civilly, without being identified, because we know what's going to happen. As soon as they identify themselves, there's going to be a bunch of people that come out of the woodwork who are going to unequivocally harass them and claim that didn't happen, and they're making stuff up. And there's the victims that we want to protect here, and that's significant.
This ain't just about 50 verses, Ross anymore. It's turning into a full industry domino effect. If that next tape hits the net, alliances will break, brands will panic, and careers could take serious hits. Just when you thought it couldn't go any further, boom. A former security guard who used to work for Ross just came forward with shocking claims.
How many of those come back to be baby oil? Bro, listen to me. Costco don't sell that much baby oil. Where you know sell that much baby oil?
Yeah, I don't know any store that sell that much baby oil. I know Costco, they came out and said that they don't even sell baby oil.
In a leaked voice message, he says Ross made him destroy hard drives and erase surveillance footage from a private studio session last year. What were they trying to hide? Nobody knows yet, but 50 sure does, and he's hinting at it with every move.
Well, it's interesting because here's why I wanted to have this conversation, because I know a lot of you are like, Andy, just say it. No, I'm not going to say them, but I wanted to have this conversation as to why we're not saying it and why I think others haven't yet said it, raised, because again, legally, ethically, morally, it's just not right. Now, there's an argument I've had with people who are like, well, they knew what they were doing with Diddy. Like these were consensual acts, like they knew, and he filmed other times. So I don't know what the big deal is. It's going to come out. It's going to come out is what I keep hearing from other reliable sources.
50 just posted a photo of a broken hard drive with the caption, "Ain't nothing ever really gone." Fans went crazy in the comments, begging him to drop whatever's next. This could be way deeper than rap. People are starting to wonder if there's legal trouble on the horizon. Meanwhile, Ross's team is dead silent. No statements, no denials, just pure silence, which is making folks even more suspicious. And if 50's keeping that ace up his sleeve,
it may come out, but it's not going to come out via me. That's just to warn you all, because I don't think it's wise for us to put out something like you just confirmed it without the consent of the other person in the video. Because again, from what I'm gathering based on some of these tapes, and again, we're still learning more, and I haven't seen them with my.
What's on it might not just expose Ross. It could pull other big names into the fire. Get ready, it's about to blow up. The message couldn't be louder. Ross was losing allies fast. Label execs went into straight up panic mode, canceling meetings, pulling artists off collabs, and cutting ties without blinking.
Isn't it weird that the government was so interested in Diddy's baby oil that they took 1,000 bottles away from his house? If the government took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and somebody had things what appeared to be baby oil, and then you have to listen to the prosecutor. He said that they seized 1,000 bottles what allegedly to be baby oil.
Subo stopped booking Ross alongside anyone linked to 50, and major festivals started quietly reworking their lineups behind the scenes. The tension was so thick, you could feel it. And it had nothing to do with loyalty. It was all about protecting the bag.
Allegedly to be baby oil. So that's telling people that it wasn't baby oil. And people think that that was baby oil, they out their mind. I don't believe it was baby oil. Yo, bro, when they went up in there, they knew what they was gonna find. They knew what was ever in that baby oil or that those bottles that appeared to be baby oil. They knew about that at first. You got to realize 9 times out of 10, that individual that got caught at the airport.
Then came the whisper. 50's got even more tapes, and just like that, the fear spread. People started comparing this to a new East versus West type of energy, a digital war that could flip the whole game. What started as just another 50 versus Ross moment.
They was supposed to be their carrier, told them what they was doing and what they had. I wouldn't put it past that he told them everything. So when they went up in there, they knew they had to take whatever was out there, and that thing that appeared to be baby oil, they took that. They got to test every last one of them. Let's see how much, let's see.
It's now shaking the entire industry to its core. Artists are moving in silence, scared to say a word, because if 50's been holding footage for 14 years, what else is out there? This isn't just about Ross and Diddy anymore. This is a digital reckoning. Smash that like button, drop a comment, subscribe, and share this video. See you in the next one.